Alrighty, everyone, we are back for more punishment, as it were. Stairs. Now, what I need to show you guys here on this particular staircase is there's two different options on what you guys are doing with your staircase. One is what I call the partial height wall, and that is a wall itself that's going to keep you from being on the staircase and falling off of the staircase. The other is a handrail, or more specifically, it's a guardrail. A guardrail keeps you from falling. The handrail is what you hold on to. And even residences or residential construction, in commercial construction, they're definitively separate things and not necessarily in residential construction. But I want to show you guys a handrail that will separate out what's happening on the stairs and keep you from falling off. So if I zoom back out, and let's pretend my half height wall here, these partial height wall lines don't exist. So all I have is a handrail. That's going to keep me from falling off the stairs. Bum, 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 bum. We're going to start, I'm going to put this on line weight 2. And we're going to start by drawing a line from the very end nose of the landing all the way to the very end nose of the first stair. Just like that. And now I'm going to move that 42 inches up. I'm going to offset that 1.5 inches. There we go. And now, this is where things get a little unusual. Is typically what they'll do is that there's, even in a house, life safety requirements that you can't have more than 4 inches of clear space between your balusters. Well, since we know these balusters are 11 inches apart, if we divide that by 3, that's less than 4 inches. So if I scale this around the midpoint and I make it 1/3 the size that it previously was, then this gives me, that'll actually give me my baluster spacing. I'm going to offset, and balusters range in size. But we want to try and do something kind of pretty, and this is kind of where my OCD starts kicking in. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to copy these along the length. No, along the length of the line. Turn my object tracking, my polar tracking off for a moment, if it will let me. There we go. There we go. And now I'm going to mirror these along the midpoint of that line. Now I need my polar tracking back on. There we go. And I'm going to extend them all the way up to underside of my handrail. Helps if I use the extend command and not the explode command. Extend those all the way up like that. So this is kind of, and this is just like the absolute bare necessities of what a baluster and handrail system would look like. I mean, we could make them as plain as we wanted or as ornate as we wanted. I mean, this is where it's our design. From endpoint, Ugh, and that didn't work right. That didn't get copied correctly. I'm telling you, it's a combination of trying to get a screen grab while running my virtual machine. If I'm not running my virtual machine, the screen grabs go a whole lot easier. And if I'm not running a screen capture, then my virtual machine runs a whole lot better. There we go. Actually get that point. And the nice part about having a very repeatable pattern like this is you can get to a point where you can just copy, copy, copy like this. Now this is not perfect. If you're working for a high-end residential guy, I guarantee you they're going to want to see all the spinning and all the flutes and all the things that they put into some of these heavy-duty things. A lot of guys want to see that. Let me restate that. A lot of your employers may want to see that. And at this point, we're not even talking about what material we're using. We could still be using cast iron. We could be using wood. Lee is using Lexan panels. So he's using like this clear acrylic kind of thing going. It's being all fancy. And then obviously we extend all these out. And traditionally, I don't want to say traditionally, typically, um, the handrails or the railing for a set of stairs will run a little bit past the stairs themselves. It's not always the case in a residence, but it does come, you'll have a little more room there. I don't know why that's suddenly different. So yeah, this is basic. This is fairly basic balusters. And then we'll want to do something to clean up the top here. Yeah, maybe I don't want these to go past the stairs. Waiting for things to catch up. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take a line and let's start. I'll just go like 2 inches past that step. Come straight up. And then I should be able to use that. There we go. So that's something that you guys would see if you have just a handrail, if you don't have a wall. Now, for those of you who actually have the half height wall or the partial height wall, there's a lot less to do. So I'm going to erase all this. And some of you are going, no way, but I like it. It was pretty. It's like, yes, it is pretty, but there's a lot going on. there. Come on. To here. Grab a hold of that line and move him up 42 inches. I need to zoom out because I happen to know that my partial height wall does not line perfectly up with my stairs. And here's a little thing for you guys. They're not supposed to. Always needs to be a little bit of room in there for the carpentry to do his job. Because it's very, very rare to get something to line up just perfectly like that. So I always, excuse me, I always give a couple inches. There we go. And the fillet command. Now I still have to draw my handrail in here. But when my handrail is mounted to my wall, there's a lot less that I have to do. There we go. So that's what a half-height wall looks like, except I forgot to do this. That wall actually comes and turns the corner. So that comes across like so. There we go. Which means that line goes away. There we go. That's what that does. So, and I haven't even drawn the doors and the windows yet. So we come in, there's the staircase, you come up to the landing, turn the corner, go at the landing, finish going all the way up the stairs. So that's what that's going to look like. All right, on the next video, we're going to talk about how to show doors or doors and windows and the garage door in section. So see you in a minute.